Okay, so as you may already know, Steph Curry is my favorite player in the NBA right now. And of course, these, or at least two of these three shoes, are his shoes. These are the Steph Curry 8s, these are the Steph Curry 9s, which are brand new. Finally, I was able to get them in. This is not a paid promotion or anything like this. These are my true thoughts on these shoes. So I originally purchased the Curry 8s about a year ago, and I used them outside. I found that they had really great grip when I did use them inside, but these were mainly purchased to be used outside. As you can see, they got worn down, but they got worn down really quickly. That's because these are an indoor only shoe. However, I'm going to tell you right now that these still have really good grip outside. So I still use them. I have no issues with the grip outside, even though they're totally worn down. It's because it's got a really soft bottom, and that helps with grip even when they're worn down on the outside. When you're inside, these get zero grip whatsoever right now because they have zero grip left. So then I went over to, of course, the Under Armour. They call these the Future X, and these have the exact same bottom as the Curry 8s as well as the Curry 9s. And the reason why I got these was they were a couple of bucks cheaper than the Curry 8s, and at the time I could not get the Curry 8s, and it was about a month before the launch of the Curry 9s. I've had these since roughly around October of last year, so that is about 7 months, and I've been using them inside a lot. And what I mean by a lot is when I was back in the high school season, when that was going on, we were having 3 hours of practice every single day. That was 3 hours of practice for 5 days a week. On top of that, I would train another 1 to 2 players a day, and at that point, you're now looking at around 5 hours a day on the court, plus on top of everything, my recording time, but most of my recording time was inside during the winter because of course it's cold up here in Canada. So altogether around 5 hours of court time on these shoes, and they still have grip to this day. I've never worn them outside. The closest they've gotten to outside is literally me putting them on the ground right now, and that's not going to wear them out. So still have amazing grip to this day, and they are 7 months old. They still feel like brand new shoes from day one. Yes, of course, I take care of my shoes. However, I did just recently purchase the Curry 9s. Between these two shoes, I find the Curry 9s are actually a bit lighter. But overall, what is different between this shoe and, of course, the Future X or even the Curry 8s? Well, if we go to the Curry 8s, they're roughly the same weight roughly in my hand, but these are apparently a lot lighter, which is fantastic. They do have a different exterior as well. These are more mesh. This has that more breathable technology, so these ones hopefully won't smell as fast or as bad. Yes, I said that in video, but overall, these are a fantastic shoe. I've worn these for about 4 hours on the court so far. Obviously, still has lots of grip. And I've always found with these shoes, whether it's the Curry 8s or the Curry 9s, I actually didn't really find it in these, but they tend to keep you, or at least orient yourself on your toes much better than pretty much any other shoe, and that kind of makes sense. And why I say that kind of makes sense is when we look at how Steph Curry plays a lot on his toes. That allows him to explode faster because he's then engaging his Achilles a lot more, and the Achilles is what really pushes you and makes you springy on the court. So that makes a lot of sense that these shoes may try to orient yourself more on the toes than, of course, flat-footed or on your heel. These are the only shoes I've ever actually felt that kind of weird push. That I've heard people online saying that too after I looked into it last night, but yeah, there's people who are saying that these feel like they're like pushing you forward a little bit more. So overall, these are fantastic shoes. But what I really wanted to say is, of course, this is a review of the Curry 9, and when it comes to the Curry 9, it would have been nice if they had that heel loop that the Curry 8s had. That helps get the shoes on much easier. But overall, this is a very good shoe, an easy shoe to put on. I like how it has a low ankle. You may or may not like that. A lot of centers, a lot of forwards may like a higher ankle because that's going to give you more stability. But at the same time, if you're trying to do a lot of cuts when it's on the court, trying to cut to the basket or trying to do just different things in the court, trying to drive, things like that, you're going to want a lower ankle. That gives you more mobility. And with the higher heel support and higher tongue, that still feels like you've got a little bit of stability in your ankle when it comes to the shoe. Now, when it comes to the bottom, and this is the technology that I absolutely love, and the reason why I just keep on buying basically the same shoe, the Curry 8s, the Future X, and now these, is because of the foamy bottom. To me, the grip is pretty crazy. You're not going to hear the squeaks on the court. It's not going to do that. So you may think, oh man, this thing's not gripping, but when you start running, it really grips hard. And if it's like a really humid day like it is outside today and you're on a basketball court, these things grip like there is no tomorrow. And overall, I can't say enough. This is not a paid video. I just overall love the Curry 8s, the Curry 9s, and really anything to do with the bottom material here. I've also grown to kind of like the meshy tops too. And what I mean by that is, Nike's doing this too, but there is very little break-in time when it comes to shoes that have the meshy exterior, not the leathery exterior. Those will usually get pinch points on your feet until maybe a couple of hours after you get to play in them. And that can bug you, and other players like that, some players don't. I didn't like that, and usually it took a lot of time to be able to break in shoes. I'd be in the house, wearing them around the house for like a day or two before I even use them in a game, just so that they can get the creases where they need to be. The shoes would have these meshy exteriors don't have that issue, or at least I haven't found them to have that issue just as of yet. Anyways, that's my review on the Curry 9, technically the Curry 8 as well as the Future X as well. I like anything to do with this flow bottom. I really like it. I can't say enough. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys again in my next video.